I am treasurer of the board. I've been here since 1978.
Hi, my name is Marcy Wilhelm. I live in phase 3 and I've been here for about 13 years. Elizabeth Allen, the secretary. I've been here for under 5 years.
Eric Richards, vice president, been here since 2018.
Miriam Toronto, I've been here 20 years and I live in phase 4.
Sean Martin, which you can tell me. I've been here since 2007. Yeah. For now.
All right, well, we're ready, the quorum is out, and we're gonna move around to our management, we're gonna have a presentation. I'm pretty sure board members, this is, I think, our 7th one, right? So we already know the questions we wanna ask, if there's any questions, we don't have to be here all night.
Okay.
All right? Okay, all right, Ms. Donna, go ahead.
So DST Property Management, I opened the firm in July of 2021. I've been in the industry since 2005. I started off as accounting controller at Century Village East in Deerfield, and then I got my manager's license, my CAM license, and I did work for Campbell Property for a very long time, and then I worked for one other firm. I took that firm from being a 1-star firm to a 5-star, almost a 5-star firm, and then someone said, hey, why don't you go in business for yourself and open your own? And I'm like, kind of like, yes, I could do that. So in 2021, I did it. And within the first year, we had over 10 accounts. By the end of the 3rd year in business, we had 28 accounts. So we grew substantially. I took all of the good that I've learned, and I took all the knowledge I had of the bad, and I turned it how I wanted it to be. You guys are the customer. Every single member of your association is a customer to us. They pay a piece of the pie. And in my office, everyone gets treated like with complete and utter respect. Everyone pays in, so they deserve. It's not just because you're a board member, you get treated better. We treat every customer, every member of every association as if they were the most important person in the association. We want to make sure we're there for them, and we want to make sure we help. And that's why we've been so successful. I have an amazing staff of 18 employees, wow, 18 employees. And I have an amazing core staff that is in my office. We have on-site properties, we have, portfolio managers. So, and all of them have adopted my way of doing this. And that's why we've been so successful. So as far as customer service, I make sure we're being top notch. We can't make everyone happy. It's utterly impossible. But if we can make 98% of our owners happy, then we're doing a great job. I have a controller. I have two other people in my accounting department. I have a sales and leasing department. We have basically a customer service department, and now we've just hired so now we're going to have a violations department as well. And then we have our maintenance man and everything else. So we are moving right along as far as staff, looking for a mid-sized company in this industry. We're able to provide the service that we're looking to provide to our associations. We use software called Vantatab. It is very user-friendly for our associations. The owners are able to see their accounts in real time. They're able to make their payments online. They're able to put service requests in. They're able to put ARCs in. The board is able to vote on their ARCs however they want it. They want 5 people approving an ARC. If they want 2 people, if they want 1. But the board is able to approve them right there online with a thumbs up, thumbs down. We do use Strong Room for our checks to go out. We are possibly transitioning to the Pay side of it, where everything is going to be in one portal. Our portal houses all of your documents, where your owners are able to see everything. As a board, you would be able to see every report that my software offers. So if there's something you're looking for and you don't want to pick up the phone and call and ask for it, you're able to peruse all the reports and download any report you're looking for. The financials get posted every single month at the 15th. if an owner wants the more in-depth set of financials, they are able to ask for it, but we don't like to post the bank statements and everything else for all owners to see. If they're asking for it, we know who you've given it to, something happens with the bank, kind of a little bit of a tracking, oh, this person, you know, just to kind of checks and balances a little bit. What else? And that's pretty much it. I mean, we're,
So you had 8 property managers?
yeah.
Okay.
So we would hire, I'm looking actually to hire another one. So you guys, you know, I quoted you guys on 20 hours and I think 10 hours. So depending on what you decide to go with, or, you know, you would get somebody, I didn't hire someone, but I have it's like a long list of people who want to work for me. I get calls all the time. I hear, you know, we would love to work for you. You know, we get referrals from other managers that I've known in the industry and everything. So I do treat my employees well. I think it's important to treat your employees well. And I do not give my managers more than 5 to 6 associations. I don't think anyone can possibly manage, in your case, since if you go with the 20 hours, that person would only have 1 or 2 other associations. I don't think you can manage any association successfully if you have 10, 12, 13 properties like some of these other management companies do. You can't go to that many meetings per month. You can't keep all that information straight. And with the statutes and all the new requirements, it's just impossible. And you're not going to be able to provide, as a manager, good service to your associations. So I make sure that the managers have what they can handle, and I do not overload them with work. It's just not, and they have to have family time too.
Definitely.
So
about how many doors per manager is that?
it just depends on the association. So, well, my on-site's like I have one, she's got 450 doors, but she has an admin, she's an on-site. So then some of my other associations, they have, you know, maybe 4 or 5 associations, but it could total 300 doors or 4. It just depends on the association and, again, that manager in that area and what they can handle. And we all work as a team, my whole entire staff. So my on-call is always a camp. So all my managers share the on-call. We all share it once a week. So it goes 8 times around. So, but if there's a problem, we work as a team, and if somebody needs help, they help you.
And we'll need, we have been talking about exactly how to structure it, a 40-hour maintenance person / groundskeeper / janitorial person.
Okay, and that's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. So I guess, do you guys want to ask me questions?
All right, what we'll go from around here.
Okay.
I know you've been talking to Sean, so I know he can tighten it all up in the end.
No, that's fine.
He's gonna tighten it up all in. So we're gonna go from Ms. Maud all the way around. If you have any questions, and then we're gonna come up and let Sean bring it up at the end.
Okay, on your introduction page, exclusive boutique services and communications, senior collaboration, what does that mean?
I'm sorry,
Senior collaboration, what does that mean?
we all collaborate. Everyone in my office, my managers, we have meetings, everyone collaborates. I like to know what everything is going on in everybody's property, so that if there's a problem, I can answer it to any one of my boards. I know everything that is going on in every property, believe it or not. I can tell you pretty much any property, what they have in the bank account off the top of my head. And I check every account.
How many properties are you managing at this time?
My company has 28 properties.
Any implantation?
No, we do not have any implantation yet. We have one in Miami, most stuff in Fort Lauderdale, and Pompano, Coral Springs, and Boca. And Coconut Creek.
Okay, so you don't have any implantation at this time?
No.
Okay.
No, not yet.
Okay, not yet. You're right, not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, you want to, I'll ask more later.
Yeah, I see that your proposal includes accounting services. I don't know if Sean explained to you that will keep our accounting services separately.
So we talked about that, And I told them, typically we don't take on unless it's full service. And the reason being is, we did that once, and it became a logistical nightmare. We couldn't get the financials. We would have to tell owners, oh, I'm sorry, we don't do the accounting. You have to call Judah and school, or you have to call it was Judah. So, and it was a logistical nightmare. They weren't getting the answers. People were getting mad at us. I don't want, I want what's in one house, because at the end of the day, when I need to know what you have in the bank and what's going on for your, special assessment, if you have one, or you've got something going on, I need to be able to answer the owners and you, the board, and if we don't know what's going on at all times, it's very hard to manage your property. And then we're constantly in a battle of, oh, well, you'll say, oh, well, don't you know this? No, I don't, because they haven't given us what we needed. So to alleviate that, I usually do not split it. It
So
just
you're saying
doesn't.
we won't do it if it's not all together?
Typically, I think I did give you, I told them, we talked about this.
Yeah, I didn't see anything that indicated without.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Because I typically don't, because it becomes,
No, I
like I said,
understand.
it becomes a logistical nightmare, and it also becomes a customer service issue. That whoever you're using for your accounting services they're not getting back to your owners as fast as we would, and as fast as we would like them to. And then the owner is mad at us.
I get that. So is that a deal breaker, or you're maybe willing to?
I mean, it's not cost effective for you guys. I mean, because as far as what the discount would be, it wouldn't be cost effective. You're gonna still be paying Judah, you'll be paying us almost the accounting is just a small portion.
That's
And it's,
typical of other companies.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear an answer to a question. Is it a deal
It's-
breaker? Yes or no?
I mean, I'm not gonna change the contract price now, so I mean, it's
So it's a
not,
no, then?
pretty much no.
Okay.
I mean, unfortunately,
Okay.
but I think I told Sean,
Okay.
that, I mean,
It is a deal breaker.
it basically, no, and you guys can.
Yeah, I mean-
Well, and number one, the community has to decide what they want.
Of
And we're just volunteers for the community.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah,
I mean, so
The
even,
problems-
so I guess the whole point of this is that even if we were to go to another and have to keep Judah or whatever, your annual is still 93. It's not
Because
gonna
you're really
change.
paying more for the
But you're really
manager.
paying for the management.
You're really paying for the
All right,
manager.
there we go. All right, understand. All right, I'm ready to move.
tell me about how you screen potential renters and purchasers of properties.
Okay, so we have an application process, and we can do it one of two ways. I don't care for tenant evaluation, we do offer it. However, we like to do it the old-fashioned way, where people come in, either they email their application, but there's fees, so they have to bring the fees in anyway. We send everything to Associated Credit. Kathy is the owner of Associated Credit. They actually call references. They do the whole thing. The association paid, or the applicant pays $150 per unit or married couple. That's a statute. You make pretty much 50% of that, the association. We do not get anything from that. So it's a split between what the background check company and what the new owner pays. We will, once we get the application back, we put it in a nice package together and we send it out to the board. We do not deny or approve. That is a board decision to deny or approve. If there's something glaring, we will definitely point it out to the board, but we don't sway you in any way, shape, or form. That is this is your community for you to approve or deny.
Tell me what you actually screen, what's included in that package that you send back to the board.
You get the credit report, you get the background, we'll redact what we're supposed to redact, but you get everything so you see what the applicant is bringing in. If you have your own application, we will put that in with, to make sure all the new information is correct so that it goes to the right people.
Do you do an eviction report?
We will do whatever the board wants because it's Associated Credit. They do a full background and full screen.
Okay, but what is their full background and full screening consist of? I was in the screening business for years, so each of my clients had different things that they wanted. So tell me what your Associated Credit usually does.
Usually
for their
eviction, criminal,
So what is the turnaround time between you getting it and receiving it back from Associated Credit?
So they are 2 to 3 days for background. When it walks in, when the application walks in our office, Stephanie, that's her name, she'll go through it, make sure it's complete. She will scan it right to them. Then we wait till it comes back to her, all the information. In the meantime, then it goes to Heather. Heather is in charge of sales and leasing. She will then, once everything comes back, she'll put it together in a nice little package for the board, and she will send it off to you. So as long as we get everything within a week to, obviously sometimes if something's missing, we're not gonna send it to you until we have a full application. Full. And we will and she keeps track of when things come in. We try not to process it until we have a full, but if we know one item and they're like, oh, I promise it, and they do. They wanna move it. They wanna move it with it. Again, we try to offer the best customer service. Now, if you tell us, absolutely not, you do not process this application until you have everything in flow and that 30 days start, then we will hold off.
Okay. All right. How many board meetings per month would the property manager be attending?
All of them, they have to know what's going on.
Okay.
As long as it's not every single night, but yes. If it becomes excessive, there could be a problem, but in reason, if you need 2 meetings a month for whatever reason, yeah, they need to come to your meetings.
Well, because right now, what we are doing is a standard board meeting once a month.
Okay.
And then every other week, we are having a meeting with the construction people, the engineers, and all of those folks to bring us up to date on the process that they are doing in terms of the restoration project, the 40-year certification. So it's a minimum at this point now of 3 meetings a month. Of course, that will change once this whole project is completed.
Of course. And that will be fine. That's what they're signing up for. And they're going to know this is what they're signing up for the time being. As far as all the concrete restoration, we understand the importance of it, and they would need to attend.
Okay. Okay.
It was about the maintenance person. How do you keep track of, when something needs to get fixed and you send them out?
So, if you're having a 40-hour maintenance guy, they're going to have an email. They're going to get work orders emailed right to their phone. They'll be able to see what the work order's for, what they need to do. Your manager, if you're doing a 20-hour per week manager, the person's going to be on site. So they're going to be working hand in hand with a maintenance person or / inventory person. So, but most stuff, if an owner called, let's just say an owner called in the office and somebody put the work order in at the office, it would go right to the maintenance guy.
And then, my questions, for the 20 hours a week, it's $113K, and then 10 hours per week. Okay, is this including the 40-hour maintenance person, or is
No.
that? So what's the charge for the
Whatever
hours?
you want to charge plus 30%. So if you want to charge your maintenance guy 20, if you want to pay him $25 an hour, it's $25 per hour times 30%. Add 30% to that.
Okay,
And that's standard in the industry.
The other question I had, you said that since we were looking for somebody for 20 hours, you would have to hire somebody new?
I would hire someone new. I don't have, staff just sitting around waiting for me. So as we grow, I hire. And I vet who I hire, and usually I know the person who I'm hiring because they wanted to work for me. When I left my last company, I did have a 2-year non-compete. I had people waiting to work for me, and they just stood put until my non-compete was over, and then they came and worked for me.
Let's say we decide to go with you, how long is your vetting process to get that person active on the ground?
Well, I would need 30 days to set your community up, so I would take that, as far as setting your community up, I would take that time to find the right person that would work for your community, because not every manager is good for every community. So we'd make sure we got the right fit, and then you guys can interview that person and decide if you like them or not, and we would take that time
there a way that your company can provide technology for meetings, like when a board member's not here or more, the community is not here, that they'll be able to see the meetings?
Yeah, we do Zoom meetings.
You do it? So you, for every meeting, can you do that, and if you do that, is that an extra charge?
The Zoom, no.
Okay, all right.
We have a Zoom account and your meetings can be via Zoom. We typically,
But I'm saying that we're having, say for instance, like now, so you provide the cameras and all.
well, it's not, I mean, it's on our computer. I mean, it's just a computer and the Zoom. So we can see anyone who Zooms in.
Okay, all right. As far as the website goes, you have,
Well, you have a portal, so your my software provides a portal. That portal suffices because it will hold all your documents as a website, because it's a secure login. So
all right, so but as far as a website, we would have to have our own website and then just link it over to your portal.
if you want it, if you don't have it, because you'll have everything on the portal, you don't need an additional cost of the website. But if you want to, you can have, your website and then you just have it redirected to the portal for the owners to log in.
Okay. All right.
So the website's included in your.
Well, because it's a portal, yes.
Okay.
I was just asking because I know the law says that if we're gonna have a budget meeting, it has to be on the front page of the website. That's what the law says. So that's why I'm asking the question. The notice has to be on the front page, so that's why I'm asking the question. I know it's on the portal, but it has to be on the front page, so that's why I'm asking.
I mean, then, yeah, if you have a website, you have, it's your website.
And then we just link it up to the
Yes.
portal. Okay, good to go. That's good.
How are you complying with that with your other, associations?
I'm sorry, John, I didn't hear the question.
I asked her how she was complying with that with her other associations. They're all on the portal and.
Everyone's on the portal. I mean, I have, what he just said, I mean, our attorneys haven't said anything about, all our attorneys have said our portal is perfectly fine. So if that's what you want, that's what you want, I mean, and we'll comply to how you guys want it, but our attorney for our different association has said our portal is perfectly fine. We're posting our agenda, the agendas get posted on the portal, the agendas get mailed out, they get posted in the property.
Okay. I'm done.
Okay, you said you have a property manager, for 20 hours. What would they be doing in those 20 hours?
They would be managing your community. I mean, you guys have a lot going on here, so they should be walking the property. They should be meeting with unit owners. They should be making sure the maintenance guy is doing what they need. They should be, overseeing some of the projects that are going on and making sure, the community is clean, making sure that the workers aren't, being destructive to the unit owners, especially unit owners who work from home, and doing what you want them to do. I mean, it's your community. You guys can set, if you have a specific task that you want them to do, that you guys arrange that. But for the most part, they would be walking the community, there's a lot of back-end work too for managers as far as answering emails and notices, letters, so much stuff. I mean, I can't even tell you. I mean, my guys are meeting vendors all the time. They're contacting the city. They're working with, the different, everything and anything that can happen. I mean, every day is such a different day. No 2 days are alike for any manager. And if it is, you're not doing anything.
Can I add on to that question about that? The 20 hours you said, so how many hours would they be underground? How many hours would they be admin, more or less? Okay, sorry.
I mean, unfortunately, it is, a lot of the stuff we do lately because of the statutes are administrative work. And so as far as being on the ground, do you have somewhere for them to work?
No.
Unless here.
Yeah.
So they would be working in here, and in between working and, meeting vendors, talking to unit owners and walking the property, they would be working in here. But there is a lot of back-end administrative work that goes into each association, especially an association that has concrete restoration going on or any big projects.
Can you give a percentage more or less so I can understand like a tangible?
I'd say it's probably really 50-50, if not probably 70-30. I mean, 70-30, but 70% of it is office work. To be quite honest, I mean, it just is,
So 70% office work.
But that means meeting with,
with.
when I say office work, you're meeting with vendors, meeting with unit owners, you're talking on the phone, you're answering people's questions. You know, walking the property, you can only do that so many times in a day, right, or a week. But you are really talking to people and meeting people.
Okay, would the board meeting, be included within those 20 hours?
No, that's on time, that's usually on top of it, and that's just.
Is there an extra charge for that?
So I don't nickel and dime any of my associations. You're not paying extra for paper, you're not paying extra for checks, you're not paying extra for strong room, you're not paying extra for anything, because we're all inclusive. And that's the difference. Every time your management company right now probably sends out a letter, you probably get charged 20% or 20 cents in for the piece of paper, 10 cents for the envelope, and then whatever it's gonna cost. And every time Judah and Scoop, you have Judah, right?
Yeah.
I think every time they write a check, you're getting charged $1.45, maybe $1.50, I don't know what they charge, but you're gonna get charged. Everything is all inclusive. The only mailings that are not included is if you're having, and your first mailing is included, your notice, if you're having an election where you have resumes and this and that and everything else in here, that is an extra fee. And if you're doing an amendment with all the amendment paperwork that have to go out, that's an extra fee. But everything else is included. Your budget meeting notice, your everything.
What about proxies and things like that?
Yeah, you'll put your proxy in there and all that stuff with an annual meeting and for the second notice. But if you're having an election, you're gonna pay for the extra part of that.
Okay, so you told me, you opened business on 2021.
July 1st, 21, yes, ma'am.
And ever since then, you, have 28 properties?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's awesome.
So, our current management company, well, even since they've been here since 2013, they have, I may see them a couple times a week riding around, but they're not consistently on the property. They come to talk to unit owners if necessary, if something's happening with the property or whatever. And of course, they attend the meetings. And then it's just, like you said, keeping eyes on everything here, being proactive, letting us know instead of reactive, where, it's after the fact and we're, just reacting to, any type of non-emergency to emergency situation.
Yeah, whenever we try to be proactive instead of reactive, we try to explain to our boards, hey, this is coming up, this is what's going on, you need to be prepared to do this, this and that. We try. There are going to be emergencies. It's just a part of living in an association. Things happen that are completely unexpected. We can't catch everything before it happens, but we really do try to prepare our boards as much as we can. Some boards don't want to hear it. Some boards don't want to be prepared, and we understand that. And I tell my managers, well, don't press them. If the board only wants to be reactive because they don't want to be prepared and spend money to be prepared, we understand that because, again, everything is going up. Insurance is going up. Everything is going up. So for some associations, they can't be proactive at all, and they don't want to. But
Does that do largely to their size or any special, or just?
depends on the board.
Okay.
It really just depends on the board. We have boards that they just don't want to, and I'm not going to push them.
Right.
We're only going to, because there's no point in pushing them because then the relationship isn't healthy.
Right.
So your manager should be in communication with the board, and you guys should be speaking with your manager, telling your manager what the expectations are, what you want, and, we'll guide you, but I won't let them push you around to do something that you're not comfortable doing as a board. I want the boards to be comfortable, and I want the managers to be comfortable. It's a relationship. It's kind of like a marriage, and there are give and takes. I mean, you're not always going to agree with your manager. You're not always good, but at the end of the day, you have to either, agree to disagree, but there has to be a happy medium that everyone understands what's going on, and that if you're not taking the advice, X and Y can happen, but you have to be prepared and you can't get upset after the fact.
Right.
Awesome.
6 months into having a property manager, and we give them a trial basis, and we're not happy with this person, is it possible to change them for somebody else?
Well, I'd have to go through the write-up process and why you're not happy and everything else, and we find somebody new, and I thought that I have to let them go. I'm not, if you're not happy with them, they're clearly not doing the right job, I'm not gonna put them somewhere else, and I'm not gonna take a manager where that board is happy with that manager and bring them here and upset another community. No, we would find somebody else. I mean, there's plenty of people who want to work, sometimes I tell boards, for example, I have managers that have 10, 15 years of experience, and I have managers that have a year and a half experience. And honestly, some of my newer managers are the best managers ever. They're green, they're eager to learn, and they want to do it right, and they have no bad habits. So sometimes taking somebody who's a little newer can be the best thing for you, to believe it or not. I mean, and giving someone a chance to grow and learn.
And how long did you say you were in the industry for?
I've been in the industry since 2005.
Okay. That's some of the needle insurance background. Well, a little before that, because I was a bishop side of that. So, let's see, what else? Are all your fees for copies or the extra stuff in the,
There are no extra stuff.
well, I mean, like you said, if you have to mail out.
If there's a big mailing, like an amendment or the election, that's not included. And just, we're gonna charge for that. There's gonna be extra, that will be an extra fee. But for the most part, your violation letters, well, if we were doing your accounting, your normal letters, all of that stuff, everything is included.
Did you put that in the,
It's in here.
Yes.
in the contract?
We are all inclusive.
I think that's pretty much.
Finished?
I got a few more questions. Well,
All right,
at
let's go to
least-
second round, all right? Anybody, you got? Cindy, you got any questions?
Yeah, I'm good right now.
All right, good. All right, we're going around second round. Let's keep, down to the minutes, all right? Second round, or we're gonna come back around? No, you go ahead. Do your second round. We'll come back. You got a second round? All right, let's go down this way. You got a second round?
Yeah, I do.
All right, let's go to
The maintenance janitorial person, we would want somebody 40 hours a week to start. And the person that we would want initially, because of all this work that's being done, we don't need a highly skilled person. This would probably just be a lawn maintenance kind of, we do have a lawn maintenance company, but somebody just to do little odds and ends and that sort of thing. And then as the property is completed with all of the construction, we would want to go into a more skilled person. I'm sorry?
That handyman that knows.
Yes.
Then you're kind of talking about, I guess, firing someone out. What I would recommend, if that's really what you want, and this is a recommendation, if you just want a janitorial type, I would say outsource that for the time being until you're ready to hire a higher skilled person.
Okay.
So I would say use somewhere like Horizon, because they're mainly janitorial.
Okay.
I wouldn't say hire, somebody, keep them on staff for a year, and then get rid of them. That's you want longevity. So if you're looking for that, I would outsource for a year. It might be a little bit more cost effective, and then after that, we look at hiring skilled, because you're a condo, so you have drywall repairs. You're still going to have leaks, you're still going to have stuff, you're still responsible for the drywall, you're still responsible for so much stuff so you would be outsourcing basically all of that unless you had somebody who can do all of that,
Right.
internally. So if that's what you're looking for, then I would recommend, I'm not saying I don't want to make money off the general, but I want to make sure that you're getting what you want. And so if that's what you're looking for is more janitorial at first with light maintenance, outsource that for the first year, and then as the construction phases out, then hire somebody who's more skilled.
Okay. In either case, what process would you use to get us that person?
We put it out on Indeed, and we did interview them, and then we liked them, and the manager felt that they would be the appropriate person for you. We bring them to the table and manager takes a week, so you're getting a cam that's answering the phone. They just call the office number, it rolls over to the emergency phone, and they would tell them the problem. If it's a, unit owner responsibility, we would let them know if they need help. Typically, we will not call the restoration company unless they're not home, and we have to go to the unit, because when you do that, sometimes they think that the association is going to pay the bill for that. So if they are home, we tell, and let's just say their toilet overflows. Toilet overflows, it's made a mess in their whole unit, they need water restoration or whatever the case may be. We tell them they need a call. If it's a pipe that broke in the wall, we'll get the plumbers out. If it's an emergency, we'll get the water shut off and everything. But again, if they need water restoration and cleanup, we get them to call so that so they don't think the association is paying for it. If they want somebody recommended, we would absolutely give them 3 companies to call, but for the most part, we make them make that phone call for the sheer fact that there's no confusion, the lines are not blurred. And, there are if a pipe service is more than one unit, it's association responsibility unless your docs say otherwise, but in the middle of the night, we're gonna fix whatever we're gonna fix if we need to, and as far as pipe-wise, and we'll always tell a unit owner, hey, if we're calling out a plumber and it ends up being your responsibility, you will get charged for it. But because the water restoration can be thousands and thousands of dollars, I don't ever want to put that burden on the association.
And the price, going back to pricing, so 20 hours a week, about $14,000, and that is including accounting services that we might not use, and it's not including janitorial services. It's just for a property manager to be here maybe 6 hours a week on the ground, and then
No, they would be working they would be here, working out of your clubhouse they'd be on the property 20 hours a week.
so they'd be, here on the ground for 20 hours a week.
Oh, they bring their laptop.
They can bring their laptop and they can work right here.
Okay.
We have that, just,
I mean, we said 20 hours on the property, so whether they're sitting in here doing admin work, they're still on your property doing stuff for you.
Okay, I didn't know that.
They would be
Clarifying
dedicated,
that, I get that.
they would be dedicated to you for 20 hours
20 hours on property.
on the property, so that if a unit owner needs something, they can walk right in here and talk to them. If they make an appointment, they can, put a sign on the door, hey, we're be back in 10 minutes, or whatever the case may be. At a unit, or, whatever, but they would be dedicated to you for 20 hours, they would physically be here.
Okay, so pricing is just that, just 20
Well,
hours.
I mean, if you guys want the accounting services included, but I'm not,
But if we
honestly-
don't, the price won't change.
Very little, and it's not even, it's,
I'm so bad with abstract, so can you give me like a ballpark?
without a computer and without everything, I can email that to you guys. But honestly, I don't like working with accounting firms. I don't get it. So it comes, there's too many issues.
So for my very objective mind, would it be like a $5,000 difference, a $2,000
Yeah, like-
difference?
Very little, minimal. I don't want to say a number and then.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna be helpful to you at all. I'm just thinking like under $10,000 difference.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not going to be huge amounts.
and that's typical of what other companies we've seen get off with similar services, so.
Finished?
I'm good, yeah.
All right, I'm done.
You done?
I was gonna ask a question about the 24/7 call center. You don't have a call center, you actually have, we call the office number and one of the CAM managers will answer.
It's more personal. You're getting a CAM who understands the industry, not just getting somebody in a call center.
Okay, how soon is the turnover when there's a complaint? For example, I have a leak, how soon will somebody come out?
They should be out within an hour if it's for emergency, but if it's your property manager, he should be, or she should be resolving that issue within, if they're here right away, if for whatever reason, maybe they're driving. Leaks should be top priority. And again, if your property manager is here and there's phone calls coming in and the phone calls come to our main office, we'll redirect them back. Or someone in my main office can always help.
But the property managers are good at communicating, but that's the problem.
Mine are.
Okay.
Mine may be over communicate with me sometimes, but no, my property managers,
Not to the unit owners, I'm just
no,
about
to
you.
unit owners, everything, even our software. So our software,
But not everybody uses software, we have older people here, so
But
I
what I'm
wanna be
saying
able, them, wanna be able that they
no,
are.
my managers call unit owners back. My managers, you know, we make sure that we call everyone back the same day. Answer usually emails the same day. I mean, I've got some managers answering emails at 7, 8 o'clock at night. I tell them not to all the time, but if it's something in an emergency, yeah, get back to your person. You know, if you've got a project going on or a problem, make sure you communicate with your unit owners. It is important. They need to know what's going on. If a plumber's coming over, you call them and say, hey, the plumber's gonna be here between 3 and 6. You make sure they know exactly what's going on. If there's something, you know, if someone's coming to their house, let them know. If they have dogs, okay, put your dogs up. Make sure that the worker can come in and do what they need to do. Communicate that with them. Concrete restoration, you know, if it's on that building and, you know, since we'll be working with the concrete restoration company and we work with S&D, we're gonna know everything that goes on, and we will send out email blasts to the association, to that building, letting them know, hey, guys are gonna be at your building this time, clean your patios, do this, do that, whatever they're supposed to do. Just make sure you do what you're supposed to do, and then have the manager out there, you know, in the morning with them, directing them, making sure everyone needs, you know, hey, you need to move a car, get that car out of here, you know, knock on the door. Oh, Mr. Smith, I need you to move your car, because I know it's a little bit early in the morning, but if you can just kind of get it over there, you know, have that rapport with your unit owners.
And when they communicate, they don't communicate off their personal email, like on Gmail, they communicate off your email. No, I didn't know.
They have a
I'm a
DST.
tech person.
No, they have a DST email.
All right, and then how long do you keep the DST on your server, or how long is that?
I pretty much keep my email. I don't delete my emails usually, so, I mean, until we need storage, I mean, but as far as.
Because I mean, sometimes people have a tendency to say that this person didn't contact me. And we
Oh, no,
wanna be
I
able to-
tell them to keep it,
All right.
these guys for a while, but again, if they put a record request, like,
In the portal, I
if they
understand.
put something through the portal, they will be able to track when the manager sent it to the service company or this or that. They'll be able to see. And if there's an ARP that needs to be approved, and, you know, I tell my managers, even if they don't upload it through the portal, you go in, you upload it through the portal, you send it to the board
Okay.
votes on it,
Good to go.
and they can even see, if you guys make a comment, so don't make a nasty comment, you know, about the person. I always tell my board, don't say anything nasty, they can see everything. Be transparent and be kind. And, you know, if you don't like something that they're gonna do, kindly write, I'm not happy with the color of the windows you're choosing, it needs to be X, Y, Z, you know, whatever, I'm just making something up. But I've had I've had board members be like, I don't like this person, I'm like, oh my God, you can't do that. But you have that, you know.
Okay, that's cool.
So yeah, but everything, you know, we try to, transparency is really important, especially in this industry now, because everyone thinks you're stealing something or doing something wrong. The board, the manager, the this, the that. So transparency is key, and really being transparent and really showing that you care. Be empathetic, be sympathetic. You know, people are paying a lot of money to live now.
I'm sorry, I hijacked your question. I'm sorry.
But at least I made you do it, a second question. Okay, have you done a drive-through with the community? Did you find anything that needs to be done like ASAP?
Yes, I found stuff. Hopefully,
Like, for example,
there's rotted wood, there's everything under the sun. I mean, you've got more violations than I mean, there's a lot of violations, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be taken care of. I don't know your docs say, so I don't know who's responsible for what, but you've got people with shutters on stuff I saw. You've got a mess going on. The place needs to be cleaned up, it needs to be painted, I mean, obviously, but you've got work going on, so clearly, I don't know the last time anyone's done anything in here, but it needs a lot of work.
well,
I'm not being rude, it needs a lot of work.
I was looking more like for the property manager to do, like something, of course, the rotted wood, you can't do anything, that's gonna be all being fixed. I mean, something that they come in and that, okay, there's no light on it. Is he gonna fix it right away? I mean,
Well, the manager.
little things that the property manager, when they do the walk, that they will see.
Well, right, so I wasn't looking for every little detail, I was just kind of looking at the broader picture of what's going on here. But if there's light pole and the light is, you know, the globe or whatever you have going on is off, they're not probably gonna fix it themselves, they're gonna order it, they will hire someone to do whatever. I mean, if it's something they can put on, or the janitorial staff, or if they know that the lights are out, oh, I need 15 lights, we'll order 15 lights. If the lights fixed, yes, the manager is going to do those things. I can't tell you exactly in what order or anything, but there are a lot of stuff going on here. And so I would say, when I was, you know, I would tell my manager, in the course of the day, I came while it's raining, so I would say for the first couple of weeks, they're gonna be looking around. They're gonna be having a lot of interaction with the board because, one, everything's new to them. You guys know everything about your community, you've been here a long time. So they're gonna have a lot of questions. They're gonna walk around, they're gonna see things, they're gonna need to read the docs, they're gonna need to know whose responsibility for what, because every set of documents are different. Just because you're a condo doesn't mean everything is included. Some condominiums where if you put gutters on your unit or you have a carport and you enclose it, you are now responsible for the entire carport, now that it's a garage. So there are things, just, you know, there are things that the manager's gonna need to know so that that person can address it in the correct manner and the most responsible manner to the board. But the manager is going to need to talk to a board member and have some communication with somebody who is willing to give some time and a little, you know, education to the property and what's been going on.
So you said the onboarding, getting acclimated, everything's gonna be about 30 days?
Well, as far as, you know, getting all the unit owners' information, if you guys have a spreadsheet, it makes it a lot faster. If you have a spreadsheet with as many, you know, we're gonna pull from ECPA, but if you have email addresses and phone numbers, that makes it incredibly easy. Because when we do our welcome letter, it goes out by email and regular mail.
And then the contract, is that a 1 year?
It's a 1 year after first 120, so there's no cancellation in the first 120 days, because it does take a long time to onboard association and really get, you know, everyone's feet wet. But after that, it's a 30-day out for both sides, with or without cost. So if we're not happy with you, just as much, you know what I mean, we can terminate the contract also, and vice versa. So, you know, again, it's a relationship, and we want to make sure we have good relationships and strong relationships, and that everybody is happy.
Have you lost any contracts or communities over the past few years since your new company?
We have let go associations that we didn't feel we were appropriate for due to ethical reasons. I'm not going to work with a board that's going to be crooked and if I notice something, and vulgar. And, you know, we had an association that every meeting somebody wanted to punch each other and the vulgarity was so over the top. I've never heard language so bad in my whole life. Even the attorneys, like, we're gonna fire them. So, yeah, I mean, we wanna work with good people. We have a lot to offer, and we do it well, and there's a reason we have the reviews we have, and, you know, again, like I said, you're always gonna get some bad reviews, but, you know, for the most part, we work really hard for our associations. There's sort of things that are intolerable, and that's theft or, you know, just complete abuse behavior.
So, that's all I
That's
have.
it? All right. We don't hurt. Okay.
What's your first name? Donna. Donna, I like you.
That's it? That's it? All right, great. All right, we're gonna have everybody that had any questions and everything. Donna, we want to thank you. Very good presentation. Thank you for your time. For being here. We just got like one little thing that we got to discuss, but we thank you so much. John, you want to walk around?
Yeah, that's fine.
Appreciate it. We wait for John.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Donna, appreciate it. Donna, do you have a card?
I have more cards in the car. I didn't know how many.
Okay.
Do you want me to leave an extra copy?
No, that's okay. This is fine. I've
Joe,
got it from Mary.
And
Thank you.
I'll leave you all an extra copy just as a. So just okay.
Thanks for including me on.
Anytime, anytime.
Thanks,
membership.
That's so funny. Anybody have questions?
I was looking, did I look, I don't know, Ken is in We good, Sean? All right. I know an email was sent out about, budget meeting, for, I think, September, dates in September and October.
Yeah, September 24th, October 1st, and October 8th, so I need to know what works best for you guys.
October. Can you repeat the date?
September 24th, October 1st, and October 8th.
Tonight I'm not gonna be able to tell you until I get my
I
schedule.
thought you
I know October 8th. I have a lot of birthdays and
were September 24th, that's close.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff to
It's gonna
do.
be
Yeah.
September, it's not gonna be September, I'll tell you.
Yes.
I have to let you know about October 8th and October 1st. Yeah.
Okay, all right, guys, if you could ASAP, because you know that Carol gets booked up real quick, so.
I guess my question is gonna be, if we're still trying to pick a management company,
There's no more than-
I know,
Yeah.
but we still got, we gotta come up with a date where we got to
Sit
sit down,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
How we gonna have a budget meeting, we don't even know what our management company is. And then Jay's contract really ends at the end of September.
Right.
And so we gotta pick a, we can't do a budget, we don't know, so if we pick October 8th, I don't even think we're gonna be ready. We still gotta get contracts from, proposals for landscape, we got a lot to do. I don't think it's gonna happen October 8th.
Do we have one more company to interview, Sean?
No,
That's
And
it.
this is it?
So now we need to come up, hey, matter of fact, I wanna say good work, Sean, thank you so much, you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sean, Elegant Homes was at the end of their meeting, I thought said that they were going to send us a list of a proposal and a cost breakdown.
I think First Source Residential did, they did send it, I just have to send it over yet. I just want to get all these interviews out of the way, and I'll send that over, because I know we're gonna put together an analysis, and I'll check again, if Elegant Homes needs to send something too.
Yeah, Elegant Homes we saw on the 12th, I think,
Yeah.
and I had notation that they were going to
I'll
send
have
us.
to check, I'll
Okay.
have to check.
I had the same notation.
Okay, yeah, they said they were gonna get it to us, and I haven't seen it.
Analysis, or is it?
No, I thought,
Patty?
Pat's, I think they said they were gonna.
Alright, so we gotta get that analysis done, we have a board meeting.
There was already analysis kind of done.
Yeah, the first four.
Well, but that was for the first four, so we gotta add all the other stuff to it. We gotta get, chomping on this.
And the universe, now the law's changing everything, we need to see this stuff too.
Yeah, we gotta put that, even before the meeting of decision, we gotta put all the contracts up on the portal. And it's gotta be enough time for them to see it. And we gotta narrow it down to 3, I guess. Is that how we normally do it?
So, question.
Right, we got 7. Does that include 4?
That includes, I think that includes.
So we got 2 of 7, we gotta narrow it down to 3, and then we gotta have a meeting about it.
Wait, I
To
have a
pick, to
question.
pick one out of the 3.
Pick one out of the 3.
Can Jay, are we going to extend Jay until, are we going to do month to month with Jay?
He may not want it.
Well,
We
can
may
make-
not want to
Yeah.
either,
Yeah.
but we need something until.
I
Well,
agree.
my last conversation with Jay was that he is prepared to stay until the end of the year.
Okay.
Oh, that's something
Okay.
different, okay.
So that gives us a little breathing room.
Yeah, a lot.
Right.
Until.
A lot.
Legally, he has to present it, and the board has to approve it. Am I right?
Is that?
Right?
That's
Is
true.
that?
If Jay's gonna stay to the end of the year,
You're right.
he has to present it, and the board has to.
You're
approve it.
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
He just
We
can't
have to
say it.
extend this contract.
Yeah, we have to put it, he can say it, but the board has
Because
to.
I think what,
We've had it only until September.
We had it
Yeah.
until September.
Yeah, we only had.
Yeah.
that's it.
He has to submit whatever he's gonna do, and the board has to approve it, and I think the next board meeting is what, Tuesday?
17th, yeah.
17th.
It has to be, and he needs to do it quick, because we gotta get that contract on the portal. Because by the law, we have to get it up there before we make a decision.
Okay, when is the next, engineering meeting?
I've got it for this Thursday.
What?
Okay, well, the board meeting, next board meeting is September 17th.
Correct.
The next engineers meeting is when?
Well, good question, I don't know.
Okay, I don't know.
All right, you know, I mean, I suppose that, I mean, we're not making no decisions
No,
about
yeah.
it anyway, 'cause,
No.
you know. 'cause
But we just discussed it.
We just discussed it. All right.
Yeah, that could be done via email.
Okay.
With the engineers meeting, I missed the last one, so I'd like to put it on my calendar.
Well, look, I mean, I'll reach out to Larry and find when the next one is, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, yeah, because we don't have to have a quorum at the engineers meeting, we just need to show up with
No, we don't.
information.
Yeah.
All right?
So, what are we gonna meet, we're gonna talk about, all this?
So I guess, Patty just sent an email about request for agenda items for the board meeting on Tuesday, so I guess Tuesday's the next time we'll talk about and narrow down dates.
Okay.
So I guess everybody try to bring their calendars next Tuesday, you know, or have access to your calendar, so we can just say, okay, this date here, and let's do it. That's cool?
Perfect.
Yeah,
All right.
okay.
Hey, do I have a meeting to, somebody to adjourn me?
Adjourn, so moved.
All right. Got a meeting, you got that, Secretary?
Yeah, who
All right.
seconded it? You seconded it?
Come on.
Who seconded it?
I second it.
All right, we out of here.